Jai Hind to all and welcome to your YouTube channel. This is a comprehensive video covering various facets and history of Israel, its related wars, Al-Jalani. And once we understand all these historical facts, maybe the present circumstances we can comprehend in a better way. So do watch till the end. Uh, Now, with the Golan Heights under its control, Israel will now pursue its long term project of creating a greater Israel. Well, that's going to be a strategic step when Netanyahu will see his assertion of power is needed to be executed. He will capture Damascus because capturing a capital of a foreign country is a big thing, and Damascus is a big city. So Netanyahu's strategic mindset is all about securing Israel's interest no matter the cost. Now bombing the Middle East and shocking the world. Just another day in the office for him, but seriously, his tactics are often driven by a desire to maintain Israel's military superiority and prevent potential threats from emerging. Now, in the case of Syria, Netanyahu's likely aims to weaken any remaining military capabilities, especially those that could be used against Israel in the future. Now, Mohammed al-Jalani, the leader of Syria opposition group HTS, is indeed an unpredictable factor, and Netanyahu might be trying to limit his option. Now, this Al-Jalani cannot be trusted for a longer time, and he is ensuring that he would not left with any kind of military capability for future. This is the difference between America and Israel. How and what? America did help Al-Jalani to take over the region, but Israel thinks long term threat from this regime and is proactive in suppressing them here and now. So a little about Al-Jalani. He was born in Riyadh. His militancy began with Al-Qaeda in Iraq. In 2016, he rebranded Jabhat al-Nusra to HTS, focusing on Syria. He's a terrorist and can dwindle to any region in future and therefore not a trustworthy person. Let's see his history of terrorism. Al-Jalani began his journey into militancy at a very young age. His family hails from Golan Heights, but he spent his childhood in Damascus. Inspired by Second Intifada and the Iraq War, Al-Jalani joined Al-Qaeda in Iraq and met key extremist figures including Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi during his imprisonment at Camp Bucca. Now, with this as a historical background, can he be trusted? No. In fact, the nexus with Pakistan was also expected to get strengthened, indirectly affecting the Jammu and Kashmir region as well. So, Israel destroyed Syria's entire naval fleet and leave them with zero reaction. In tactics, we call it the surprise element was maintained. Now, there were multiple warships, billions of dollars were expended on that fleet, but Israel struck almost 500 times on these three cities, Aleppo, Hama and Damascus, to ensure that destruction is 100%, and that's what military mind is. It is commonly said in our military circle, destruction is not creative act, but it can be necessary one. So coming back to the make of great Israel. In the recent meeting between Israeli Prime Minister and former US President Donald Trump, the two leaders discussed the expansion of Israel. Now, Trump's administration has been a strong supporter of Israel, and Trump has made several pro-Israel statements and actions during his presidency. Now, in fact, Trump's administration recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital city in 2018 and moved the US embassy. He moved the US embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. So additionally, Trump's administration reversed this long-standing US policy on the West Bank, declaring that Israeli settlements are not inconsistent. Now, 1967, Israel was attacked by all Muslim nations, Arab nations, and Israel answered this apparent Arab rush to war by staging a sudden air assault, destroying Egypt's air force on the ground. The Israeli victory on the ground was also overwhelming. Israeli units, they drove back Syrian forces from Golan Heights, took control of Gaza Strip and the Sinai Peninsula from Egypt, and drove Jordanian forces from the West Bank. Importantly, the Israelis were left in sole control of Jerusalem. So this was a six-day war, we famously call it, which got developed in a full-scale war in 1973. Now this fighting, which lasted through the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, it came to an end on October 26th. Israel signed a formal ceasefire agreement with Egypt on November 11th and with Syria on May 31st, 1974. Then 1982 was a Lebanon war, and 2006 was a second Lebanon war, and then is the present war, which started in 2023. So if we read Israel as a nation, they have always provided humanitarian aid to Syria when needed. Operation Good Neighbor was a significant undertaking by the Israeli military, demonstrating their commitment to providing humanitarian aid to those affected by the Syrian civil war. Now, this operation concluded in September 2018 after the Assad government regained control of southern Syria. Israel provided medical aid. Over 4,000 Syrians received medical treatment in Israel, including hundreds of children. The IDF also transferred medicine, supplies and equipments to Syrians across the border. Infrastructure support, when we talk about, the IDF provided 450,000 liters of fuel for heating operating water, their wells and bakeries. They also transferred 7 generators, water pipes and equipment for a temporary school. And when we talk about the civilian aid, the operation delivered 40 tons of flour to bakeries, to 25 tons of food, 12,000 packages of baby formula and 55 tons of cold weather clothing. Israel sprang into action after devastating 2023 Turkey and Syria earthquake, also deploying a massive team of around 500 search and rescue experts from the Israel Defense Forces to Turkey. Now, this was in response to direct request from the Turkish government for assistance in search and rescue efforts. What's remarkable is that Israel also received a request from Syria via Russian intermediaries for aid and search and rescue support. Now, this is significant given the complex and often tense relationship between Israel and Syria. Prime Minister Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu confirmed that Israel would provide assistance to Syria as well throughout. Then Israel's response was part of a broader international effort to support Turkey and Syria in the aftermath of earthquake. Many countries, including Albania, Australia and Canada, sent search and rescue teams, medical aid and financial support to the affected regions. Now, this is where Israel is special and great. Apart from being great military and providing help when needed, the Israelis gave them that kind of support. Historically, when we see, or spiritually, when we see, Israelis were God-chosen people because they represent God's faithfulness to Abraham, and he keeps his word. Do let us know your thoughts in our comment section about why Israel is such a special country. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.